Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. When it comes to Black Ops 7 and really Call of Duty in general, there are a few standout problems that I've brought up year after year after year with the games, and things that I'm always saying, hey, this needs to change above all because this is going to impact the game from a top-down level. And no matter how good your gameplay is or how fun your weapons are or how cool the battle pass is or whatever the situation is, this stuff is going to overshadow all of it because it's going to impact all of it. And some examples of those things include the anti-cheat, which as of right now, we've seen a lot of posts about the anti-cheat. They've given us like 4 or 5 blogs over the course of the past few months for Black Ops 7 launch, and they're really hyping it up to be a significant upgrade to Ricochet, and time's gonna tell. Like, we don't really need to take them for their word here because their word doesn't mean anything. The actions actually mean stuff, and their words so far and all their blogs over the past few years have largely, fallen flat. They say they're doing X to the anti-cheat, and then X doesn't happen, or you don't feel whatever it is that they're describing. They say they're changing it in significant ways, and then there's cheaters on a week after the update goes out, right? So like, that's a time will tell situation. Another main thing that we've talked about a ton is the servers. Call of Duty servers are incredibly underwhelming. They are incredibly lackluster, especially for how big of a game Call of Duty is. The 20 hertz tick rate servers or whatever they officially use are just not up to standard, it seems like. They're not up to par for how large this game is and what they should be able to support. And this is going to impact everything in your gameplay, what your gunfights feel like, what your connection feels like. Your entire experience is basically determined by the server quality here. It's going to basically impact every single thing you do. And so the game needs to have good servers. And they've basically said absolutely nothing about their server stability, their server infrastructure, if they plan on doing any changes or upgrades to it forever. However, we just got some pretty big news about server upgrades for Black Ops 7, and it's some pretty exciting stuff if it all ends up coming to fruition. So originally, I know Ace had talked about it, I believe on one of the videos on his new second channel for Call of Duty content, mentioning that they're actually making some changes to the servers now that Microsoft is fully in charge. And Hope also ended up reporting on this just the other day, saying Black Ops 7 will be fully migrated to the Microsoft Azure servers with its global launch on November 14th. So I believe previously they were using Amazon servers or something other, some Google Cloud ones maybe. They weren't using the Azure servers though. And obviously, since Microsoft owns the title now, they own the IP, it would certainly make a lot of sense for them to not be paying someone else to host servers when they have their own servers to host on. So all of the Call of Duty servers now are going to be migrated over for Black Ops 7, and this will be the first time we've seen a distinct major change here in quite some time. And Hope does give some more context in some of the replies here, but also I got a very peculiar message the other day that at first I didn't really think too much of because I have no way of fully verifying its validity, but the timing here lines up insanely coincidentally. So someone ends up asking Hope, why wasn't this available in the beta? And Hope does say it was somewhat, but not fully. So if you had experiences in the beta where it's like, hey, my connection actually feels really good this game, the hit reg feels good, like there's consistency here, there's a good chance you may be playing on the Azure servers. But also if you felt like, man, things are feeling really clunky, like the hit reg feels bad, gunfights don't really feel fair here, like what's going on, could have been on the standard servers that they were using beforehand, which are not up to par, not up to standard, as mentioned there. But then T-Dog replies and says, explain this to me like I'm 5. And Hope says, I'm not fully sure on the tech side of things, but Microsoft's not going to have to pay Google or Amazon for servers for an IP that they own, which is just a smart thing on Microsoft's part. It doesn't make sense to pay somebody else for something you can already do. Then someone asks and says, should it be better connection though? No. And Hope says, yeah, potentially. So this could be a very, very big deal when it comes to stability in game, connection quality, gunfights, hit reg, everything could actually be massively impacted by this update for these servers here coming at launch. But like I said, I got a very peculiar email the other day about server updates in COD. Hey everyone, it is once again that time of the year. You already know when a new Call of Duty drops, that means we've got a new Control Freak collaboration. And this year, we've got the Black Ops 7 performance thumbsticks, and these things are absolutely awesome. I've been using Control Freaks for what really feels like forever. Like, quite frankly, I can't aim well without my Control Freaks on my sticks. And this year, not only are there the Black Ops 7 sticks that you can pick up, there's also the collector's edition, which comes with a special Black Ops 7 sniper case that actually houses the thumbsticks and then also your precision rings as well. Plus, if you end up picking up the Black Ops 7 sticks, you also get an exclusive in-game weapon charm as well. As always, if you want to grab anything at all from the Control Freak site, be sure to toss in code IMMORTAL to save yourself some money. Link will be down in the description below if you're interested. So I'm not going to show any account details or anything on screen. And again, I want to preface that I cannot verify the legitimacy and the validity of this information, but the timing here, the fact that I got an email, when sometimes people from certain companies will reach out and say, hey, I've heard that this is going on, and then things will happen. I've had that happen a few times over the course of my YouTube career here, but this person, who I'm going to keep anonymous here just for their privacy, ended up emailing me about Microsoft Azure servers and what Call of Duty's doing with these. And then this information surfaces for real just a few days later. That timing is really weird. So again, I cannot verify this source fully, but I'll read what I was told here. Good evening. I'm an engineer from Microsoft's network systems. What I'm able to tell you is public knowledge and under no NDA. However, if any of this information is useful, I'd like to remain anonymous as possible. Don't worry, I got you. With that said, Activision Publishing has began to roll out the usage of Microsoft Azure cloud-based internet services and servers. These are services that operate game servers for Activision titles. The rollout is still very new, so obviously there's going to be ups and downs, but it should iron itself out within a week or so, as the system is very quick with learning. Not every major server location is going to utilize the new services, but the plan is to have them incorporated by launch in Season 1 across the board. Now, here's my opinion of the bigger bit of good news. While our services don't provide any anti-cheat software, we still have systems in place to aid Demonware in that process. They'll be utilizing data in their new system. With that, we're able to get a pretty detailed breakdown of their new anti-cheat service. From what myself and others have seen, that new anti-cheat update is very advanced. The machine learning tool is about as good as it gets on detecting anomalies. That isn't my department of expertise, so I can't say anymore, but I could see this new system being very strong. I'll try and provide you with any new changes that may come along if I'm allowed to share. Thanks and have a good day. So again, that could just be someone writing an email for fun. I get scam emails all the time. But that timing is absolutely insane in my opinion, and not a timing situation that I feel like I've had really ever before. So just wanted to put that out there because I feel like it could potentially contextualize things a little bit more. But as I alluded to in the intro of this video, there have been massive complaints about, umbrella issues in COD. When I say umbrella issues, I mean things that are like top level that then affect everything beneath them, the umbrella there. Things like the anti-cheat, the shadow ban system, the servers, those being three of the largest issues that we've had. And now we have official communication on the anti-cheat and the updates that'll come there. And we'll see if their word actually stands true. I hope it does, because they're doing a lot of similar things to Battlefield, and Battlefield's anti-cheat seems to be doing pretty well. I haven't run into a cheater over there in over like 110 hours of gameplay, which is phenomenal, or at least a cheater that I could confirm was cheating. We haven't heard much on shadow bans, which is still unfortunate, but maybe they'll finally start to wake up and realize they need to address that as well. But then now we also have the server news coming from Hope and coming from some anonymous sources here. So very interesting things going on. It's certainly long overdue for a lot of these major updates and a lot of these resolutions to take place, but if they are finally happening, I think that is very, very good news, and we should be able to notice this pretty quickly into Black Ops 7 if they're trying to have this fully integrated and ready for day one of launch. How good the connection quality feels, how stable the servers feel match to match, and especially, with lessened skill-based matchmaking, with that open classic matchmaking that's going to be in the game, that should make things feel better. Persistent lobbies, if you're on a good server and the game feels good, your hit reg feels good, the engagements feel fair, that's obvious. You can stay in that lobby, you're not going to be switching servers or anything, so could end up playing out really, really well here if all this ends up coming to fruition as it is, laid out currently. So certainly something we're going to be monitoring. If we get any new official comms on this from Call of Duty or anything else surfaces regarding this, you guys know I'll keep you informed and up to date with all the need to know info, not just for this, but really for everything going on in Call of Duty. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.